All right, happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back on the last day before a big holiday weekend. Remember, the market is closed on Monday, the 16th, President's Day. So let's be careful for today. But before we do that, there are a couple of good things that are moving today. We got this one stock. A lot of you guys, traders, trade this morning. The MLEC. I don't know who here traded it, but I did see a little chat in the trading room. I know we've been watching it all morning. Nice little move, 8 a.m. Stock went from $5 to $11 in pre-market. It's still looking great. It was a $120 stock, beginning of last year. What a nice little move. There was a couple of big iceberg orders. I'll show you that in a little bit where they are. But congratulations if you guys did well on it. Even if you jumped in late and got in somewhere around 9, you still did pretty well on it with that big pop right here, which is the program trading hour, let's just call it. All right, so a couple of things that came out. Obviously, the CPI numbers came out, and versus January, they were estimated at 2.5. So they're kind of, basically online on the watch list on the right. You can see we're getting a lot of greens there. Nothing nothing crazy, I'm not still buying it. I'm still not buying all this rally, whatever it's going on. Yesterday was a big correction. We had another correction a day before that. I'm in a lot of cash right now. I sold out a lot of the positions I had on swing trades. Day trading has been great. But there was some great lessons learned yesterday. And a lot of the fear that's going on, and let me just bring it up really quick. Let me show you some of the brand name stocks. Like Apple took a very big hit. They're really concerned about the AI. Okay, AI right now, the big concern is it's going to replace a lot of white collar jobs. That's what they're saying. And they're within the next 12 to 18 months that they're saying. So there's been a lot of concerns on that. Blue collar jobs are looking good. Okay, white collar jobs, I heard there's some really issues that are going to be coming up. Palantir also was there's a huge short in Palantir. I think there's going to be a good buying opportunity in Palantir. We did really well last year on it, but you could see it just breaking lower lows. You don't want to catch that falling knife, but there will be a point where these shorts are going to have to cover soon. So there are some really good brand name stocks out there that are going to be some really good buys. Okay, so did really well. Gave a little bit of back on certain stocks. Big one was yesterday. I want to bring up the Netflix trade because Netflix was, yesterday, educationally wise, was a great lesson on Netflix. We had some really beautiful iceberg orders right here around 80. And when it broke that 80, that thing was just like, bye. That thing was done. Okay. You could see it there. 80 was a very big support levels. And when it broke it, now it just go and continue. So listen, I know people are big fans of certain companies, and some people don't like to trade small cap stocks. I don't want to trade stocks under, $10 or, whatever. Listen, you think we care what these companies do? Because if you did, you're not doing too well on these brand name stocks right now. Okay. So anyway, but for some of us as an investment, cash right now is king. All right. Just keep in mind, you want to see these things fall as much as possible. And you want to be able, and we'll be ready here at CyberTrading University to tell you, because we just look at the orders. When they start stepping in, and the shorts start covering, that's where we're going to be telling you guys. So make sure you stay tuned. And also, if you're on social media, that's why you got to subscribe to the channel. And that's why you got to join our trading floor. You got that QR code on the top left-hand corner. Take that phone, scan that QR code, and join us. All right. So anyway, a couple of stocks I want to touch upon what we did yesterday before we go through the watch list this morning. A couple of good stocks that we had. Hold on, let me just get the list up here. We posted it up. In the alerts. So if you are here, here's the list that we had from yesterday. Let me just post it in there for some of the people that are watching on social media. So those are all the stocks that we traded yesterday. I'll just bang them out really quick. FSLY was a really nice one. That one ran from $12, shot up to $17. And even if you came late in the middle of the day, let's say you were at lunchtime, it still went from lunchtime. It went from like 15 to 17. That was a beauty. ZSL was a very cheap little stock, very inexpensive. It made big pop in the middle of the day. Went from 11 to, what did it go? It went from like 220 to 270. That was pretty good. You had also the ETFs like the UVIX, the UVXY, a couple of other ones. IRDM was another nice one that we had that made a nice little move yesterday, 19 to 21. These were all really, really good day trades. Just trying to see if any of them were going to spill into today. Because remember, the goal is we don't like to sit there and brag how good we did yesterday and good ones we found. Sometimes they continue to go into become a short-term swing trade. So this one did pretty well. The big ones were the shorts, okay? SLV was a good short yesterday. Silver was good short. APP was a good short yesterday. 440 to 360. You could see that. The stock was up at 700, okay? That's about down by 50%. Listen, you want to deal with expensive stocks? Go right ahead, okay? How much lower could this stock go? What's the joke you always say? It could still go down to 300 points. And believe me, that could happen. Netflix was a good short. I showed you that one. Robinhood was a good short yesterday. Stock was, big fan, everybody. It's funny. I went to the doctor on Tuesday for my ear. And, because I'm having some problems with my hearing on my right side. And they always ask you, what do you do for a living? And I said, well, I'm a day trader. I don't tell them I get into education, this and that, because I just don't want to get into it with these people. So he goes, oh, do you trade on Robinhood? I'm like, what do you think of Robinhood? I'm like, it's a dog. It's garbage. He's like, really? Why you say that? I said, come join the trading room. And sure enough, that was on Tuesday. It hasn't done too well in the past 2-3 days. So poor guy, he probably owns it and felt embarrassed to even say it. A couple other ones. SMR was a pretty good one yesterday. Gapped up. Good short, 17 down to 14. USAR, another one. I got out of that stock. Listen, it was starting making – we did really well at USAR. We got in right at this prices right here down at the bottom, around 16, 17. We had that nice little pop. The shit came right back down. I did well on it. I gave a little bit back. I thought it was going to make a bounce back. Made a lower low right there, and I was done. You was another good short yesterday, 21 to 19. And Affirm was a really nice short yesterday, too. 57 down to 49. All right. So we can still continue to do these shorts. We do short here. I know some of you can't short because maybe you're trading out of your IRA or whatever, but that's okay because some of these stocks have high ETFs. Let me talk about one right now that's getting crushed, Coinbase. Okay. So Coin came, spelled it wrong. There we go. So Coin took a little bit of a hit also with the news that's going out with you see what's going on with Bitcoin and everything else. You could see Coin's at 400 down to 150. Coin is getting really, really close to these support levels right here. Look at this. A lot of support levels around this 140 number. So I want you guys to keep an eye on Coin. Coin got really, really crushed. Coin had a big loss on their earnings. But like I always tell you, when you hear the worst of the worst of the worst news and it doesn't go any lower, that's when we all step in, okay? So keep an eye on Coinbase. We're going to put that on our watch list. Coin's got a lot of ETFs out there, guys. A lot of them. Coin A, there's just so many of them out there. You're going to see them pop up everywhere. Here's the invert on the short, CONI. There's just a lot of them. A lot of them out there. You'll see them pop up. Coin Y, that's the high yield out there. So there's a lot of them out there to kind of keep an eye on. But I'm not going to post them all. We'll share in a cyber group room, and we'll go from there. But let's go back and talk about some of the stocks that are moving this morning. So we have this one stock right here, this MLEC. I want to show you the iceberg orders. Nothing really great. I don't really like that. It's more of a category 3-4. All right. But you can see right here, a couple of buyers showed up here. So just be very careful. Unless you're one of our $500,000 day traders, stay away from it. It's a little bit out of your league, but for some of you here that do trade like that, this is right up your alley. Okay. Revyon is also moving. This is the ETF. You can see Revyon right here is on the list. And there was a big iceberg order right here early in the morning. It looks like it got filled. And as I look up, you get a stack of orders right here. It's 17,000, 30,000, 23,000. Remember, we focus on the right of the chart, not the past like other people do, okay? We always like to read the future, not read what happened in the past. So Revyon doing pretty well. IRVN, let's keep an eye on that one. IMUX also, this one doesn't look that bad too. This one's got some pretty good orders out there. Look at these. Big iceberg order, 400,000 right here at $1.60. There was one order right here. We pulled it around 120. This is like a nice level one stock. IMUX. We'll put that on our watch list. These are all the ETFs. We're going to scratch those out. Roku. Okay, Roku's making up a little bit of move. I guess they had earnings yesterday, but ugly spread, expensive. We're going to pass on that one. Yeah, I'm not too sold on a lot of these spreads are ugly, and the charts are very gappy, if you know what that means. All right. Losers, we know why this stock is up. The stock got halted so many times yesterday. It went from $6 up to 16, right back down. Great short. OKLY, garbage. That's the ETF on Coinbase. Flux, we had some fun with that stock back in September. Remember that ran from $1 to $7? That's how that stock turned to a day trade to a swing trade. Chris is going down. Nothing really exciting about that. New York Stock Exchange. What do we got over here? This thing just gapped up. Must be a buyout. VTAC. Another ETF on Coinbase. Bros. What's up with Bros? Bros had good earnings yesterday. These are all garbage. This one got destroyed. AGQ. This is the one that went from 400 down to 100. Ugly spread. ANET, too expensive. I don't know what the hell that is. That didn't make any sense. Pinterest had earnings yesterday. Looks like they didn't do too well. Wow, Pinterest getting crushed. I was such a big fan of Pinterest too at one point. Man, I had that stock. I remember. Where was that stock? In the hundreds? It was a while ago. Yeah, it was all the way up here. I remember. Yeah, 75. This is during COVID. Yeah, Pinterest not doing too well. I wouldn't want to own that stock right now. Remember, you break all-time lows. Bye-bye. You learned that in class with us, say, at Cyber Trading. All right, so listen. List is not that great, okay? You know why? It's Friday, okay? Keep an eye on Kohl's, though. KOLD. It's only one of the only very few stocks that I own. This stock went from 48 all the way down to 14. We got the resistance levels right here. Everyone should have been right around 18, you know? So this one's doing pretty good on the swing trade. Pretty ugly stock. Yeah, I love it. Bill says, I love that stock. Yeah, listen, the only problem, Bill, what it's pretty volatile, you know? Pretty volatile stock, but very hard to day trade, but it's been a pretty good swing trade, you know? All right, traders. So, and keep an eye on coin too. So listen, it's a big holiday weekend. My kids, actually my son is the only one left in high school. Public schools are closed. It's winter recess over here. I don't know where you are, but you know, every school district is different. You know that living here in New York, there's a financial capital of the world. A lot of traders I know are away. I know most of the traders in my town are away. They're going away. A lot of kids. I went to go drop my son off to school today. I carpool for some of them. Some of them even jump in the car because they're already left to go away. So it's going to be really quiet. I don't think it's going to be too crazy. But I like trading on days like today because you know what? If there is something moving, we always find very easy momentum. So you see something, you say something. We'll be right back. If you're watching on social media right now, once again, take your phone, scan that QR code, join our trading room, or go to ctu.co/free, and you can come join us. We're here all day with you guys. All right, guys? Don't go anywhere. Meet Josh and Rich. We'll be right back to trade the open. We'll be back in 15 minutes. So let's get ready. And if I don't see you, enjoy your weekend. I'll see you back here on Tuesday.